Acts chapter 10 verses 30 to 48. And Cornelius said, 4 days ago till this hour I was fasting, and at the 9th hour praying in my house, and, lo, a man stood before me in bright clothing, and he said, Cornelius, thy prayer was heard, and thy kind acts were remembered before God. Send, therefore, to Joppa, and call for Simon, who is surnamed Peter. This one doth lodge in the house of Simon a tanner, by the sea, who having come, shall speak to thee. At once, therefore, I sent to thee. Thou also didst do well, having come. Now, therefore, are we all before God present to hear all things that have been commanded thee by God? And Peter, having opened his mouth, said, Of a truth, I perceive that God is no respecter of persons, but in every nation he who is fearing him, and is working righteousness, is acceptable to him. The word that he sent to the sons of Israel, proclaiming good news, peace through Jesus Christ. This one is Lord of all. Ye have known. The word that came throughout all Judea, having begun from Galilee, after the baptism that John preached. Jesus who is from Nazareth, how God did anoint him with the Holy Spirit and power, who went through, doing good, and healing all those oppressed by the devil, because God was with him. And we are witnesses of all things that he did, both in the country of the Jews, and in Jerusalem, whom they did slay, having hanged upon a tree. This one God did raise up the 3rd day, and gave him to become manifest, not to all the people, but to witnesses, to those having been chosen before by God, to us who did eat with him, and did drink with him, after his rising out of the dead. And he commanded us to preach to the people, and to testify fully that it is he who hath been ordained by God judge of living and dead. To this one do all the prophets testify, that through his name every one that is believing in him doth receive remission of sins. While Peter is yet speaking these sayings, the Holy Spirit fell upon all those hearing the word, and those of the circumcision believing were astonished, as many as came with Peter, because also upon the nations the gift of the Holy Spirit hath been poured out, for they were hearing them speaking with tongues and magnifying God. Then answered Peter, The water is any one able to forbid, that these may not be baptized, who the Holy Spirit did receive, even as also we. He commanded them also to be baptized in the name of the Lord. Then they besought him to remain certain days,